everybody. Good Monday evening here on the South Florida Tribune. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Show. Welcome back to another episode of JNS's Philadelphia Sports Stop. Obviously, here with Justin Fiorillo. I'm your host, Stephen Rychel. We got a lot of muck we gotta get through today. So obviously,
a lot.
The headline here today is, obviously the Eagles being mauled by the Bears on Black Friday.
That's an understatement, by the way.
Well, I mean, I felt that it was kind of fitting. There's multiple reasons.
Is there a word that's like more tragic and worse than mauled? Because if there is, I'd like you to use that word because it was the worst thing you can ever. I was there, folks, and let me tell you something. It was bad. It was bad.
It was definitely a bad one, but. There's a silver lining in all this. Obviously, I got a video here about a minute and 32 seconds. I'm going to play about before the game. Our co-host, content creator friend here, Mr. Justin Fiorillo, as he just mentioned, he was there at the game. He was there tailgating early. And the fact that it was on Prime TV, Justin happened to get himself in a unique opportunity. I'm going to play the video. Me and Justin are going to talk about it. So there is some silver lining to this. So fans, bear with us for about a minute and a half here and check out what Mr. Fiorillo was getting into early Friday morning.
So we've got 4 people from the crowd. They'll each compete in a challenge against one of these characters right here. If the fan wins, they're going to take home a PS5 with Sherman Fits. You guys go to your respective spots here. Okay? So Tony's up first. Okay. All right.
Let's go, baby.
We got Philly the Fanatic here. And sir, what's your name?
I'm Justin.
Justin, you're jacked. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Justin is going to try to beat our Hall of Famer here, Tony Gonzalez, in a, wait for it, Fanatic, a push-up contest. Okay, we're going to put 20 seconds on the clock and start on my signal. Okay, you got to the football. We're going to make sure you do it. All the way there. So 20 seconds on the clock. Our wonderful producer Spoon's going to let me know when the 20 seconds is set. We got it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2. Got a counter here. Keep it going. 15 seconds.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's our total? 25. Do we have a tie?
Tie goes to you, okay?
Oh my God. Well, wow, that's so nice of you, Tony. A tie. Okay. PS5 headed your way. All right. Next, a tie. Look at that.
First off, I'm going to say this. First off, I counted 30. I counted 30.
Thank you.
For my man, Justin.
I counted 40.
I don't know what the hell the counter was doing. At least on the screen, they had you both at 25. I counted 30. 30 clean ones.
I appreciate you, Steve. I appreciate you.
First off, let's talk about it. She's sitting there calling you Jax from the gate. Like,
well, it was on live TV, national television. I didn't want to say you're very hot to her back, so I didn't know what to say in that moment. She's very attractive, but I tried to keep it cool. I was a little bit nervous, as you can understand, as anybody can probably understand. But I just was trying to be natural, be me. It was a great time, great experience, once in a lifetime experience. Just very quickly, how it actually happened was, so that segment was filmed at 2 p.m. live, and around 11 a.m. I was hanging around the outskirt of the fence right there where they had their little crew set up, and the producer with a headset on was with a pen and a note thing, and he was just taking notes, and I overheard him saying, we're recruiting fans for different challenges with the panelists, and they said we have an open spot left for push-ups against Tony Gonzalez, and I literally was about right place, right time, was a few feet away, overheard the conversation, jumped right in. And next thing you know, they said, be back by 1:15. We'll get you set up. We'll put you in a text thread with our producer and stuff. I came back, and it was a surreal experience.
I mean, how many people could say they beat Tony Gonzalez in a push-off channel?
Well, they said it was a tie, but come on, Steve. That I don't know who was running that counter, but I definitely think I had him, and I moved that football out of the way because I overheard somebody in the crowd say like, "Go deeper, do better form or something." So like, I feel like they put these footballs down. So like, I guess if your chest touches the football, that counts as a push up or whatever. But like, I felt like a real push up, you should go farther down and up. So like, I'm on TV. I want them to look good, so I moved the football out of the way there towards the end of the video. But it was surreal. Tony was awesome. The whole crew was. I got to meet all the panelists: Richard Sherman, Andrew Whitworth, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I can't tell you, man, how awesome every one of them were. They were super cool, super nice. Definitely top 3, top 2 moment of my life, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, not every day you get a chance to be on TV, challenging Hall of Fame tight end, Mr. Tony Gonzalez. 2,
Yeah.
and then 3, like you said, you got to meet all the panels. Do you know any of the other challenges that the other Eagles?
Yeah. So I actually got to go rewatch the tape, so don't quote me on this, but I do know they were doing like a reaction time stick thing. I think Richard Sherman was doing that, where like the thing like drops and you got to try and catch it. Yeah. They did. I think it was with Whitworth. They were doing the kettlebell, like you got to carry the weights and like run across, and whoever can go to the finish line first carrying the weights in their hands is like we were doing little circuit, little fun experiences, make it a race or whatever. And the coolest part, Steve, was I won a PS5. So
Right.
I'm not a huge gamer and whatnot. I used to be in my former years, but at the very least, I will have it for the future of gaming, or I can always resell it or do something with it. So I'm excited to have that. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely cool. When I got a PS5 here in the house, it's
yeah,
kids barely use that. They're more Xbox kids these days. So
yeah.
But I mean, if I'm you, maybe do something locked in with your content. Do a giveaway if you don't if do something cool with it, man. Like obviously, like that's something that they do to kind of give to the fans to entice them to join these things. Not every day, like I said, not every day you get an average Joe like yourself beating a Hall of Famer. So obviously, we're gonna take advantage of that. We got something here on the channel. Hopefully one of these days we can get Tony on here and you guys can talk about that a little bit.
I tried tagging him a lot of times, by the way, like athletes and stuff. They do sometimes see my tags, but this Tony did not. Tony did not see me mention him about running. I said we got to run it back because hey, they said it was a tie, and even though we might not agree with that, that's what they said. So we got to run it back sometime.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with it. Like I said, I felt like when I first watched it, because obviously I took that file. I think it was from your mom's Facebook.
Yeah, that was her. That was she was filming me. Yeah.
So I mean, when I first thought of it, I thought it was like 27, 28, but then like doing it again as we were just watching it, I felt you hit 30. So
and how about the Fanatic with the one-handed push-ups? If you all saw that.
No, I didn't see that, but
whenever you have a chance to run it back, watch right when we all start. He cranks out about 3 to 4 one-armed push-ups, and they kind of look halfway legit. I'm like, yo, hold up, like it's not a gimmick. Like he's kind of literally going like doing a one-arm push-up. I'm like, oh shit.
Hey man, listen, like I said, it's one of those things that for people who do go down there and tailgate and stuff like that, there's normally cool things like wasn't Jason Kelsey down there with his and they were doing, what was that?
He was. If the day you thought couldn't get any cooler, I met Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey walked over from his tailgate. He had his New Heights tailgate there, which was awesome. A lot of fun activities going on over there. Actually, believe it or not, couldn't get a good spot over there to even go see him at all, really. So I was blessed and fortunate to be invited inside the Amazon little pen there because he walked over to the pen then, and I had a chance to meet him, get a picture with him and stuff. But super nice. I posted it to my page. I asked him his prediction for the game, and he's just went, he had a beer in his hand. He's like, Eagles, man, Eagles. But he was wrong, of course. But he's definitely the man, but he's totally just a man, Jason Kelsey. He's just like in fact, he was doing a belly bucking competition with fans there. He was doing cookout things and food. He was going in the crowd. He was just a normal dude, just having a good time with everybody.
Hey, that's why he normally is, and I think that's why like we all identify with somebody like Jason because he's not, he doesn't have a big head about him.
No.
as big as he's gotten over the years, you don't ever see him do anything to the kind of like in that negative light. Like, people who are wrestling fans, there's a video that came out of Paul Heyman going through the crowd after Survivor Series and, pushes the kid out the way. I don't know.
I saw that.
I don't know if that wrestling is funny because you don't know if that's a work or whatever.
You don't know. Yeah.
So, like, I take that with a grain of salt. Like, you never see those situations with Jason. Even if he has those type of negative situations, everyone knows, like, right when they first launched the podcast, he was in New York for something, had some crazy giveaway, like autograph hounding him. He was blowing him off, and the dude was, like, recording him. It was this weird situation.
Yeah.
Jason left and came back and gave him his autographs after everything said and done. But it was because Jason wanted to give him a piece of his mind, but in his own way. And it's one of those things, like, you don't ever see those things from Jason. He is such a, not just a Philadelphia, he's like, he is the, like, the ultimate guy's guy. So, like, he's like, he embodies everything that we love about football, about everything that is inside and outside about it. So, definitely one of those rare things that you just gotta smile about. So, it was outside of the loss, obviously a good weekend for you, Justin. But before we get into the nonsense of the game, first off, I gotta give a big shout out to our man, Coach Deshaun Jackson. Today is his birthday, so that brings me to something that I want to get your thoughts on. Right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite outside of Miracle in Meadowlands 2? Yeah. What is your favorite Deshaun Jackson moment?
First thing that jumps out to me would have to be playing at the Cowboys when he had the touchdown, but he stops right before the end zone. He turns around, he goes like this, and he falls out and backwards. And I don't know why. It was just so cold, man. It was so cool to see that celebration. And that was like or hold on, I might have to overrule this. The Monday Night Massacre,
That's
Washington,
mine right there. Absolutely,
Washington. I might have to.
Massacre with him and LaRon Landry get into it.
Yes. They were getting into it pregame,
this is the
and
reason why they separate the teams. No one's allowed to cross into the other side of the things.
Yes,
it's because of that game, because there was almost a melee before the game.
Yes,
and then we get the ball first, and literally. Mike Vick and Deshaun was just like, we're taking a shot at the jugular, and I think it was a 78-yarder right off the gate.
I mean, that's a Deshaun Jackson memory, but it's also half Mike Vick because that was an amazing throw.
Yeah, that was a good game. The Monday Night Massacre. Those are probably my top two as well. I mean, it's hard, man.
There's a lot. That's a great question, actually, Steve. I have to think about it because. There's a lot of highlights, and I mean, I'm trying to think though. Like
he has the most 50-yard touchdowns. He has the most 70+ yard touchdowns. He's caught 50-yard touchdown balls from Vic, from Cobb, from Hurts to Carson Wentz. Just about everyone who's a name of note here over the past 15 to 20 years. He's caught a deep ball for. No one has more deep balls than him in NFL history. I hope when it's his time that I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer just because I don't think he quite has the numbers, but just his impact on the game as overall, though the deep ball threat that he was. I think
so fast. His speed was unmatched, man. He was so fast.
He was something else, man. One of the few major prospects out of Cal University. It was a big thing when we signed him.
And they say he's now the heir apparent to Deion Sanders. He's like the new Coach Prime, kind of.
Yeah, but I mean, mainly because of obviously Mike Vick didn't have a great year his first year at Norfolk State, but he I think it was like he's had more wins this past year than they've had in like the past 5 years.
Right.
So it's like it's one. You love what he's doing there. I hope that he continues to do it. I hope he's better than Prime, because a lot of people feel like that. Dion ain't doing so well. Well, I mean, he lost half of his team last year to the draft, so I'm not going to be as hard on him as some of our pundits like to throw elbows at Dion. But I mean, it's definitely something that I hope that Deshaun continues to do well. I hope Mike continues to do well. Even more so is as we talked about Dion, he just lost his running backs coach because Marshall Faulk took an HBCU job as well. So we're seeing a lot of guys from that early 2000 era taking jobs.
Yep.
And being either HBCU or college coaches. So I'm all for it. I love these guys. Love to watch a lot of these guys play ball. So interesting to see how that'll translate into the coaching world. But we'll see how that goes. Deshaun Jackson, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, man.
Have one for all of us. You'll definitely always have love in the in the Philadelphia area. But we got to get into the ugly of this, right? So obviously, the headline was, we get mauled, right? And this one, you got to circle this one. 255 yards rushing. It's, I mean, I'm trying to laugh it off right here, but it's absolutely disgusting to sit there and think about it. I mean, not to sit there and say that, Swift and company aren't good, capable running backs, but the fact that, you have one of the better linebacking cores in the NFL. We're supposed to have these two beasts of defensive tackles. As you're going around the media, and I don't think I've ever seen that those guys, that defensive line, been bullied, pushed around, and beat up like what we've seen Friday. Everyone wants to point fingers of what went wrong against the Bears. Well, let's start with that. The offense. We'll get to the offense in a minute. We'll definitely get to that. But the defense, who has been our saving grace, so to speak, through the first 10 plus weeks of the season, didn't show up Friday. Did not show up Friday. They were in a bad spot. They didn't play the way that we've been accustomed to, that we've seen them play, that we know that they're capable of playing. And it was just tough to watch. It was just really tough to watch. And unfortunately you had to sit down there and be down there for it was
cold, it was windy, it was it sucked, man. And I'll tell you what, the defense was so surprising because they were saving us these last couple weeks, and that they were our saving grace. And I'll tell you why I think the defense cracked, because we don't have an offense, okay? And we don't have an offense, and if we could get an offense going, the defense would feel like there's less pressure on them, And I just feel like we will get into it when we get into it here, but that's the main reason I actually think the defense cracked is because they're tired, they're worn out, they're always getting out there. The offense is not helping them out. But when you actually break it down, there's a bunch of X's and O's as well. But it's a yin and a yang. It's peanut butter and jelly. It's chocolate and peanut butter. You need a balance on a football team. And when one side of the ball for most of the season is not doing what it should be doing, and the other side is carrying you, they're gonna get tired at some point.
Yeah. And I think that's part of it. I'm not giving no one's getting off the hook with me this afternoon. I talked about it with you last week. I didn't think Sidney Brown was going to be up to it. Luckily, the play I'm going to show you right here was an incomplete pass. It was an error by Caleb Williams. But why is there are almost 10 yards between you and your receiver? So we talked about it last week about the potential of you either sticking with Sidney or finding someone else. If I'm Vic Fangio, I'm calling Justin Simmons up right now and be like, bro, you football ready? You in football shape? Or you get because we're gonna need help the next 5 weeks, and I do not trust it. That was just one play. One of one of DeAndre Swift's runs, he absolutely broke his ankles, his knees, the whole nine. You know, he got Sydney going one way, he busts out and goes back the other way. It was not pretty from the passing wise, from the rushing wise for the Mukumba's replacement, obviously, because they put him on IR.
Right.
He's more likely going to be done for the rest of the year. So
right. I think it doesn't hurt. I mean, if I know we're past the trade deadline and whatnot, but whatever you can get on this football team to help them these last 5 weeks get ready for the playoffs, offense, defense, especially at safety position, you do it. You do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, we definitely got to do whatever we got to do, and there's a lot of questions surrounding a lot of things.
And that play that Sydney was trying to cover, I mean, that was a touchdown in principle because you're right. If it just forget the throw, if the guy's that open, it's like if you leave somebody in basketball wide open for a wide open three and they miss it, you still had a play breakdown. You left the guy wide open. So like he left the guy wide open, and I mean, yeah, you were just very lucky he didn't catch it, but didn't really matter anyway.
No, it didn't. I think the other thing about it, did you see the Bears post game?
Oh yeah, well see, that's what our locker room should look like.
So DraftKings brought this up. Who's punching holes in the ceiling in the visiting locker room, man? What's up with that?
Well, they better pay for it if they are.
Johnson has absolutely every reason to be hyped up, jacked up, taking his shirt off.
Yep.
When you're looking at this, the Chicago Bears are in first place, not just in the division, in the conference. That hasn't happened since 2006. That's the last time the Bears this late in the year was ranked number one in the NFC.
Can you imagine if you went to the casino before the season and put money down from the Bears to win the conference or be the – I don't know if there's a bet where you can go just be the number one seed. You know what I mean? But if you were to bet that and bet money on the Bears, you're going to walk away with a good payday. I'll tell you that much if they hold on.
Me and Ben were doing a lot of breaking down during the after the draft that seeing the moves that everyone made. Yeah. I thought the Bears were going to be one of those sleepers that I just thought it was going to be a wild card. I didn't think they were going to be in the position to be to be in the division lead, to be 10-3, to be at the top of the conference. That wasn't. I knew once they got Caleb Williams' help on that offensive line, because he was the most sacked quarterback last year. I don't think I think they just got past of allowing 20 sacks this season. So I mean, being compared to being put your butt on the carpet, 50 plus times to, obviously we still got 5 games to go, but unless there's a complete and utter total meltdown, that's a complete different thing, and that is directly to trades that they made, guys they signed, guys they brought in. Adding the C.J. Gardner-Johnson to that over the last few weeks is definitely going to help them as they go deep in the playoffs. Wherever he goes, that guy wins. So, as much as, as we want to tear apart our guys for what they're doing wrong, you got to give the Bears their props here. You got to. You can't just sit there and say it's a fluke. It's this. It's no, man. They went in there and they out-bullied us. They smashed us in the mouth and we folded, man.
Yeah.
There's no talking around that. There's no talking around that.
Well, I don't know about you. This is jumping ahead a little bit. I want to see Chicago or I want to see Dallas again in the playoffs come back to Philly so we can right the wrongs, because this is like a low point of the season, right? And we all presume we're going to win the division still, hold on and make the playoffs and probably have a home game, right? So we're probably – I don't know the seeding, how it's going to work out, but these beatdowns, like you mentioned, is bully ball.
Right now, first, I have a feeling where you're going with this. Now, look at what we got left. Obviously, losing 2 in a row right here, and that's the second time this season we lost back-to-backs, right?
Yeah.
Now we get the Chargers on Monday night, right?
Yeah.
You get the Raiders the following week, right?
Yeah.
And you get the Commanders. The Bills is gonna be a rough one. I don't care what anyone says. But you have the opportunity to only lose 2 more games the rest of the year. The Raiders should be a win. Both the Commanders games should be a win.
Yeah.
even though you could say that they could split that, you never know. But you absolutely have to start righting the wrongs next Monday night. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at the seeding now. This is the way everything looks right now, right? Okay. Chicago's in the lead. The Rams fell to Carolina, which Eagles are at 8-4. Tampa's in there. Seattle is in there. They could flip flop with the Rams. You never know how that's going to go. Green Bay is still in the hunt. San Francisco's got 9 wins. How is Detroit on the outside looking in? I mean, obviously Dallas is there, and the Carolina Panthers are there. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them, but it's not.
NFC is loaded though, man. It really is.
I felt like that it was going to be tough to run it back just because of knowing where they are and everything. And Rams are playing with a house because they got 2 first-round draft picks next season.
Yeah, the Rams
Falcons literally dropped the ball on this entire season. Obviously, they've had injuries all over the place and things like that, but they're going to have a top 10 pick on top of their pick. So they're in a unique spot. Like we're talking about Howie Roseman doing great things. The Rams got themselves in a nice position to potentially have 2 seasons, this season and next season, where they can absolutely go all in and try to get Matthew Stafford another chance to make it to Super Bowl, win another Super Bowl, etc. So I think when we look at things, obviously the Bears are going to be tough to deal with, but the Rams need to be taken seriously over the next few years. I thought that's who we were going to be going neck and neck with this year. We have the tiebreaker over them so far, but that means nothing, especially if they wind up finishing with a better record. They wind up with a 2 seed, and we lose the home field advantage.
Right.
We've beaten them. We've beaten them in that stadium. We do play well on the road. All those things are great, but there's a lot of questions surrounding everything that's going on right now. And I want to get to a couple of these things on the offensive side of things, right? We talked about potential of doing this. First off, I want to get your thought on this. I'm going to play a video. One of these fans have gone way above and beyond when it comes to trying to get Kevin Patullo fired. Here's a 38-second clip. I'm going to get your initial reaction to this afterwards.
Montgomery County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
I would like to report a terrorist operating out of Philadelphia, the NovaCare Complex Center. Goes by the name Kevin Patullo.
Okay, the emergency is in Philadelphia?
Yes, the emergency. He is operating.
Okay, you would need to look up their
his current whereabouts is AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, just take your time whenever you get to it, but just remember the name, Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo. Thank you for your help today. Please, he needs to be called.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Well, he's going to probably get a follow-up call, and he's not going to like it because you can't prank call the police like that. But, wow, that is Philadelphia fans for you. That was our Eagle fans.
Now,
and I'll tell you,
I'm going to add a little bit more context in it because not only was that done, there's been reports that Eagles fans have found Kevin Patullo's house. And they've been throwing rocks at his house. So
or eggs,
not only are they trying to get him arrested by the FBI, calling him a terrorist.
We're now assaulting him, literally, and his property. Yeah, it's getting a little crazy. You can't do that shit, man. You can't go to someone's house and throw rocks. That's just getting carried away. Come on, man. But
I love my Eagles.
You got to go though. But I mean,
I'm a passionate. But listen, man, leave that man alone. Don't do that. Leave that man alone.
Yeah, just let me keep making memes about him on Instagram and stuff. I'll do that, but I'm not gonna egg his house.
I mean, egging his house would be significantly better than throwing rocks at it. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna break anything with throwing an egg.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if he has like small kids or babies. I mean, come on, man, you could break.
Man, you don't know what's going on in that house. I mean,
just like. What do you have to win other than posting your video? You can't even post it because you're going to get in trouble if I'm like, hey, look, I'm throwing rocks at Kevin Patullo's house. Well, you're an idiot. You just put a crime on video. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right. Listen, that's Eagles fans. We are that crazy, wild, and passionate.
Hey, you might get a lot. I'll tell you what, though. I think I've seen the video, and it's getting a lot of views. I'll tell you that much. So, like, I mean, whatever.
He's going to go viral. I mean, I
all the wrong reasons, I guess.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it. But
Yeah. How about that though? Wild. Just insane, man.
Now I'm gonna pull up Ocho's and Shady McCoy talking to CJ Gardner-Johnson after the game. Here's another 38-second clip for you guys, so buckle up.
Hey, we should never let him go. I said that. We should never let this motherfucker go.
You said that. You said that. You said that.
Hey, was you talking shit out there though?
No, I got too much respect for them to even disrespect the player that I play with, but it's like more so.
Okay.
The defense, we disrespected them on defense though.
Hey, now, we can ask him. Was the offense too easy? Predictable?
Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Oh,
man. We gotta go before we get in trouble.
You gotta love Shady, but we all love CJ Gardner-Johnson. He always does speak the truth, speak from the heart, and obviously he's got a lot of love for what he does, what he's done here in Philadelphia, his teammates and stuff like that. So he's not going to throw anyone under the bus, but the wink says it all. The wink says it all. Obviously, there's one more video I'm going to get to, but we're going to talk a few more minutes before I pull that part of it up. I seen a couple things go through, and first off, obviously, like I said, we're going to have to address this. As of right now, their last 6 quarters, we've been outscored 48-5. The positive play rate is lower than the Saints and the Jets, who are probably going to be 1 and 2 in the draft. And obviously, Justin was probably a part of this. This team was booed off the field at halftime. Obviously, only trailing by 7 points, but they've been leaving much to be desired there on offense. I think we've talked about it over the last few weeks. I felt like it has been a little bit of everything, right? It's been the play calling. Obviously, CJ Gardner-Johnson talk about it. Some of the route concepts are absolutely terrible. They're not thought out. You're having guys on top of each other, running into each other. You're not getting the concentration you need out of the offense. The penalties that you're getting pre-snap is absolutely ridiculous. It needs to stop. Not just on the offensive line, during last week. Even AJ Brown got caught false starting. The pre-snap penalty plays is not just on the players. That's on the coaching. We talk about this all. The coaching matters, and it matters a whole lot in football. You cannot consistently have all these penalties and just blame the players. Yes, right. the play calling leaves much to be desired. Yes, the route concepts leaves even more to be desired. But it all also comes back on coaching. And someone did mention this to me in one of the comments in one of the videos, was talking about the fact that it's not like we can just turn to Nick Sirianni and have him call plays, because we've already done that, and it's already cost him. It's already cost us. So it's one of these things where you already know what that looks like, and it's not that great either. So you're really left with limited options when it comes to what you can potentially do to fix this. And this one right here came up to me, right? And I wanted to get your overall thoughts on this one, right? Because it's one of these ones where it makes you scratch your head and be like, you know what, maybe they're right on this one. So let me pull this one up, right? So when we're looking at the Eagles' offense and reasons why we could potentially be seeing them playing this bad, right, is the fact that you talked about the 90%, almost 100% of the starting offensive players have recently gotten huge long-term contracts. 100% of the starting offensive players have obviously a Super Bowl ring. 75% of them have advertising deals, both local and national. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. We've seen Saquon's videos over the last few months. So the goal for most of the players they've already accomplished them, right? You're
Make
getting
money and win a ring.
They're getting generational wealth. They competed and were victorious on the biggest athletic stage in the world. The focus has expanded into other ventures outside of football. The fact that they're on the phone with their business manager, agent, PR representatives more than their coaching is there's no real incentive for them to succeed this season. And as he said right here, and it's showing on the field. Can you tell me he's wrong?
Well, by the product on the field, I can't. I certainly can't disagree with that comment or that gentleman. But I'll tell you this: it's the definition. It's the old cliche: Super Bowl hangover. I mean, you win or just being hungover in general. You win a Super Bowl, and then that guy's right. I mean, they won a ring. They're super high paid now. They're doing advertising deals. They're on every billboard, every commercial. It's hard to have that same hunger when you've you have all that hunger to accomplish the one thing you finally get. So once you get it, I mean, it's kind of like we're as fans, we're hungry, but like when you're a player and you have, like you said, the generational wealth, and I mean, really, it's they don't understand the hunger for it, the passion, So it's frustrating.
On my TikTok, they're like, we need to bring Doug Peterson back as an OC next year. I already talked about that. So we've already talked about that last week. Now, this is going to get me into the next part of this next video. I'm going to pull up right here. It's a clip from our one of our other former Super Bowl winning champion MVPs, Nick Foles, and his thoughts on what's going on with Philadelphia and what he feels like seeing through his eyes. So let's give it a minute and a half to Nick Foles.
So like Jalen Hurts, I do not know this, but what I would recommend is in the huddle, if there's games going on talk to your guys. What do you like? I'm talking the receivers. Listen, receivers are always going to say a play that you have to take with a grain of salt because they want the ball. But sometimes there's going to be a gem in there like, it's actually a good play call. I mean, even Jason Peters one year, but man, what about that wide throwback? And it's JP. I'm like, coach, I went to Doug. I'm like, hey, JP wants wide throwback. You don't have to do it, but Jason wants it. Yeah. Let me know if you want it. I just want. He's watching me right now. Walk over to you to ask for wide throwback. It's up to you. There's times that players know what will work. So this is now turned into, with where their offense is right now, a figure this out by committee. Players, coaches, everyone sitting down. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Cam Jurgens, Lane Johnson, Jeff Stoutland, Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, everyone get in a dang room, an offensive room, and say, who are we, what do we want to be, and figure this thing out. Because if we keep going out there day in and day out and doing what you're doing, you're going to get beat. Your defense is holding you together. Your offense is playing. It's not good. But the personnel and the players, and I know the guys in that building, I know the culture, they have it all there to do amazing things. And thank goodness Jalen Hurts is protecting the ball because they're in a good position right now. But let's all humble ourselves. Let's leave our ego at the door, and let's go do this by committee and figure. And if they do that, they will literally start blowing the brakes off the points and everything. But it's going to be a by committee, a team coming together and creating a moment for them.
Now that's.
I just want to run through a wall for Nick Foles.
I think most of this city would still run. Now, we were just talking, obviously, like I said, my chat over here was talking about Doug Peterson. I mean, you talked about the potential of Doug Peterson earlier, just to have him as a consultant, just somebody to someone else to outside of the Sirianni bubble to give them some type of other insight, other voice in the room, that another adult in the room, so to speak. However you want to word that, but I'd love to see Nick actually get into some coaching. Maybe him be an offensive coordinator, something like that. I mean, obviously, 99.9% of Philadelphians would absolutely run through a wall for Nick Foles, and then some.
Yeah, I mean, he could be like the worst offensive coordinator ever. I mean, he can't be worse than Patullo, but he could be the worst, but we don't even care. Like Nick Foles as an offensive coordinator, sign me up right now, dude. I mean, he seems like he would actually probably that's a good point. He should get into coaching because I agree. I think he'd be a pretty good coach. He seems like he not only would know X's and O's, and those guys that are backups tend to be the guys like Doug Peterson that go into coaching. So I'm curious if that's something he wants to do.
Yeah, but as my guy in the chat, he's still staying with the Doug Peterson thing. Doug's a quarterback whisperer, and Jalen
Oh
needs
yeah,
an OC stability. Here's the thing: why I think another reason why I'm with him with the Doug Peterson thing is that you need the guy that's going to be here more than a year. He's already doesn't have no longer head coaching aspirations. It doesn't matter if if Kansas City's gonna lose their coach, or Pete Carroll's gonna retire in Las Vegas, and they're gonna. It doesn't matter that he just wants to be here, be with Jalen, be with Nick Sirianni, be in the city of the. We're really lucky with Vic Fangio right now. We're really lucky. So I mean, he's already been there. A guy like Doug, it would give them that. But I don't know if that's what Doug really wants to do. Obviously, this is stuff we're talking about next year. What Nick said right there is absolutely what they have to do right now. You want to make this work right now? All you guys get in the room and you find a way to get on the same page. Scheme-wise, execution-wise, cutting the freaking pre-snap penalties out, all that nonsense. All of that.
Yeah, it almost feels like that's a great point by Nick and whatnot, because it almost feels like it's like businessmen as the players on one side and then the coaches over on another side, and they're not coming together. It's like Kevin Patullo, when you see them in their the press conferences and whatnot after the game and whatnot, post game thoughts and all that, you always feel like Kevin Patullo is the the outcast kind of. And I don't know if that's really true or not, but like Nick said, they all got to get in a room and literally say like, "Hey Kevin, we see the memes on social media and stuff. We know we don't want you getting the blame anymore. We want to help you out. We don't like some of your play, but this is what we want as a player, as Devontae Smith, as AJ Brown. This is what I like to run. This is what I want to do. Are you open to doing that? Because I don't understand the chain of command really how we have it at the Eagles. Is Jalen overruling at the line of scrimmage? Is Sirianni overruling Patullo? Is Patullo just calling all the plays and Sirianni's rolling with it? We don't really know the details of that, do we? I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. You don't know what the pecking order is. We do know that on several occasions over the last handful of years that Jalen does have a kind of thing where he can go off script. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. We've seen it a couple times this year. Everyone's going crazy off that hot read that he throws behind Devontae. We're looking at everyone's talking about the other side of the field. I think Kurt Warner did a really good job of breaking down what was going on in that play, what should have happened, what they need to do to kind of fix those things. I'm not going to murder him over that, but there was other throws that Jalen has not recused of blame either, just because he's doing a great job protecting the ball. I'm not going to recuse there. He is missing stuff. He is missing stuff where last year he didn't miss stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't expect, he's a human being. He's not a machine. It's one of these things. Like, I'm not going to listen. They all take blame. Nick Sirianni takes blame. Kevin Patullo takes blame. They all the offensive coaches takes blame. But it's one of these things where, and then you get the other side of it. Everyone's like, oh well, AJ Brown's been complaining about not getting his stats, and they're 0-2 since he's been getting his stats. That's not why. Let's put that to bed. That's not why they're losing. I think they need to do a better job of balancing, finding your running game again, and spreading the football around. You can't just give AJ Brown 15 targets a game and thinking that's going to be the end of the world. Devontae Smith is amazing number 2. A lot of people think if he was on another team, he wouldn't be number 2. He'd be number 1. There was a point in time in this season where Dallas Goedert had the most receiving touchdowns in the NFL. He is a legit top 5 tight end, in my opinion. I think a lot of the thing is scheme stuff. I think when you have certain guys on the field, like when you put Grant Calcaterra out there, and they know it's going to be a running play, he's almost done. They attack him every time. It's one of these things where like you have to find the things that are making your offense predictable, and just to again, when the comments here in the chat on my TikTok, Hurts needs to run more. I don't think you need to run him more, because I think he's even asked. That's why you haven't seen him run as much this year. One is because he's trying to make sure he doesn't get murdered. But two, I think the where did the RPO go? It disappeared. Have you seen it this season? I don't know where'd it go.
All I see is HP inside zone a lot, where they just line up and he hands it off to Barkley for a 2-yard gain. I see that play a lot. And then I just see them go up, and the receivers go out to one side, they go out to these, and they just run their basic concept route, and it's like it's so predictable. And I want to see more motion. The Kellen Moore offense, we had a lot of motion going on, the pre-snap stuff motion. But
who would have thought we'd be begging for Kellen Moore to come back here?
I know. I mean, he's not lighting it up with the Saints, but dude, Kellen Moore had something figured out here.
We already knew what he was dealing with going down to New Orleans, and I hope New Orleans lets him play out his contract and give him a chance to really run that team.
Yeah.
I want to get through one more Eagles thing, and it's not necessarily about the offense. It's not about the loss or anything like that. Obviously, Friday was the first time we wore all black in a while, so that gets me wanting to talking to you about jerseys, about the color concepts, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, do you remember these?
Oh gosh,
that they broke out, right?
I gotta go see. I have a McNabb jersey of that color, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I normally see that one in the rest book, but obviously, they brought the Kelly Greens back. Do you want to see them in black more? Would you like to see, would you like to see the Bumblebees return for a game or two on a rare occasion?
No to the Bumblebees.
From the NFL limiting when you could do certain jersey combinations.
You said that the NFL ruled that they're limiting now?
Well, yeah, no, we can only play. There's only X amount of games a season where we can do like Kelly Green and things like that. I don't think the NFL should limit that. I think that it should be up to the teams. Like, hey, we want to do a throwback jersey game. Eagles and Kelly Green. The Pats bring back the old red with the Patriot. With the Patriot and the football. I think it should be up to the teams, not the league. When you want to say one, do you think they should put an end to that and leave it up to teams? And what are some of the color designs you'd like to see? Obviously, everyone loves the blackout games. What are some things you'd like to see implemented along those lines?
Yeah, they should definitely put an end to it and leave it up to the teams. 100%. I agree with you there. I thought I liked the black uniforms until Black Friday. I actually did. It's kind of weird when you go to a game like that and it kind of scars you like that. It's almost like it changed my opinion on them, because I actually like the black, and then after that game, I actually don't really like them as much. But they're okay. I don't mind if we keep them and stuff. I don't want the Bumblebees back. I don't like the blue and the yellow. That was just whatever they did. Whatever, man. They did it that day.
It was the 75th anniversary, and those were the colors that the Eagles wore back in 1933.
Yeah. I'm a big, even though we just finally lost in them, and I know we have a lot of losing memories in the 90s with them, but I am a fan of the Kelly Green over the Midnight Green, so I'll go with that. Now, here's something for you. I'm a big proponent of, I want them to do like a bald eagle design jersey. Like, hear me out. Like brown leather, almost football color brown, like an eagle skin with like eagle wing feathering. Think Oregon Ducks, almost like up here, kind of.
I want to see all midnight green. We haven't done that in a long time.
All midnight green. All right.
Like helmet, jersey, pants. We ain't seen that in a while.
True, I guess, yeah.
If you think about it, you get the helmet and the jersey, but it has to be the white pants. I'm like, why do we have to have the white pants? Why can't we have the green pants?
That's
And
the
we have
key. Yeah,
black pants.
the key to make that visual is the green pants. Yeah, you need the all green pants too, which would be pretty cool. They
Yeah.
should, and they should do like a thing where like they all have green cleats on too. Like that'd be pretty neat too. Like just go all green everything.
One of the comments on the TikTok was there. We need the black helmet with the green silver wings. That's not bad either.
What about black pants, black helmet, white jersey?
I wouldn't have a problem with black pants and white jersey with a black helmet too. I like. This is what I'm saying. I think it should be up to the teams. It should be up to the players, man. Not sitting there in the NFL like you can only have 4 games a year where you can wear Kelly green. Well,
right.
How you limited the stuff that we can sell, man? Like, come on. So,
yeah,
just my thought on that.
Make sense. Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Obviously, like me and Justin talked about, we'll be on here next Monday, right before the game. So I'm going to leave the Eagles Chargers stuff alone right now, as we're down to like the last 10 minutes or so. I want to get into a couple other little topics that touch on some of the other Philadelphia sports stuff. First and foremost, Mr. Rick Tocchet gets his 300th win as a head coach. How are you feeling, one, about the Tocchet hire now? I mean, obviously, we're still young into the season. We're still in the first 30 games or so, or whatever it is. How are your initial thoughts as seeing how they're playing, seeing how are things putting together? Do you feel this is a playoff team, and was he the right move at this point in time?
I think he's the right fit. I think he's going to prove himself as the right fit. I think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're going to. I don't think any realistic Flyers fan thinks that they are going to actually do something of substantial, like make the cup, win the cup or anything. But I think they should be a playoff team, and I think. Look, man, I just want them for once in my life to be like the Broad Street Bullies, and I've never witnessed them be any good in my lifetime. So I hope he's the right fit.
Yes, you did. You just didn't see him finish the job.
Well, that's true. They made the finals and they played the what was it? The Penguins.
No, Blackhawks.
Bruins. The Blackhawks. Sorry.
It's all right.
Hockey's guys is one of my most least knowledgeable of the sports, but that's right. They did make the one final appearance. Couldn't get it done a few years ago, but look, man. I just want we were talking about coaching, all about the Eagles.
13 years ago. 13 years ago.
13 years ago. So, look, that's 13 years of not getting back to the cup. So, I just hope that he can get the job done and that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal.
Wanted to throw some hockey in there. We don't get a whole lot to talk about it, but love Flyers. Would love to see them get back to the glory days of the Broad Street Bullies. You thought that the Legion of Doom would get it done. They didn't get it done. So hopefully Rick Tocchet brings back that fighting ways. As I already told you, they brought in bare knuckle boxers to go sit there and go through a lot of the Flyers with fighting and certain techniques and stuff like that. So you're going to see a meaner team on the ice.
Good.
That being said, I got to talk about the Sixers and some of the stuff going on, right? I don't know if you heard about this, but Joel was being punished by Nick Nurse for whatever reason. And, I think it was like he was benching him, not for a whole game, not for the rest of the game, just for the rest of this, rotation that he's had. Was sitting him down for 5 minutes. And apparently Joel Embiid took some likings to us and walked out. Came back, for the rest of the third quarter. I'm not sure, how much longer that was, but walks out. Did return for the fourth quarter, and him and Nick Nurse did not speak the rest of the game. You can take that for whatever it's worth. Me and you have talked about it before. I think the process has failed point blank and period. And I know a lot of us love Joel Embiid, and we want him to return to that MVP form. I don't think it's a real possibility, and I think right now, you need to start entertaining the idea of moving on for him and trying to find the best package available to get him out of here. I love Joe. I think he was the heart of this team for the better part of 10 years. I think it's time to go. I think reading the tea leaves, reading the room, however you want to talk about it. Love Joel Embiid. Love the man that he is on and off the court. But at the same time, I think it's time.
I would actually unfortunately agree. I do think it's time, and I never thought I'd say that because I always thought he was the centerpiece, no pun intended, that you build around for your whole future. But he's not. Look, man, as a guy that's already pretty injury prone, he's kind of past his prime. Okay, he had the MVP. He's only going to go, if any trajectory, probably in the opposite trajectory, or will be a flat line for a little bit. But he's not going to get any better at this point. And he's already going to have every year he has something. He's already on this load management nonsense this year and whatnot. I mean, of course, I would like to see him and George and Maxey and Edgecombe all healthy and in the playoffs and give it a run for its money. But you're right, man. If you can get the best bang for your buck and you build around Maxey and Edgecombe for the future and you get first round pick and a star player for Embiid or 2-star players or some superstar player or something, and you could package up a deal, Embiid and some picks for Giannis Antetokounmpo or something, man. And he comes and you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Maxey, Edgecombe. I don't even care about Paul George at that point. Come on, man. I mean, that's what you got to do because guess what? Giannis Antetokounmpo, I feel like is a winner. Well, he is a winner. Okay, he's already proven he can get the job done. He's a little bit more youthful and vibrant than Embiid, and a little less injury prone. So, I mean, that's a deal I would make in a heartbeat. So, I love Joel Embiid for forever. I mean, whenever you think back on Philly sports, 300 years from now, you'll remember the Joel Embiid era. But it's an era that's not finishing the job. So.
And that being said, on that note, I came across this little tidbit about part of the members who was a part of the process. Do you realize that Ben Simmons' entire career has happened, and we still have Stranger Things, which is a TV show on Netflix that has lasted longer than Ben Simmons' career. If you would have told me when we drafted him number 2 overall. What was it? 2015, 2016 draft.
16, yeah.
Stranger Things would still be on air, and Ben 17. Simmons would be out of the NBA for all lack intensive purposes. I'd have told you'd be crazy.
I know. Remember? I mean, close your eyes. Remember the time in Philly when it was Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and there was somebody in the hockey realm too. You might know the names, but it was like they were like on a poster. Or they went to the Rocky Steps and recreated the famous Philly picture or something like that. And it was like, or maybe it was, I don't know, it was Jahlil Okafor back in the day. I forgot who it was. But anyway, it's just like you look back on time now and it's like, wow, dude, like you're right. Like what? You just never know, man. You just never know. We never knew that Jalen Hurts was going to be the guy when we had Carson Wentz. We got him in the second round of that 2020 draft.
I was on another network. We were doing the draft reactions. The second round pick came in right after we gave him the contract, and I was like, what the bleep are we doing?
Yeah.
You just gave Carson Wentz $100 million and you blew his second round pick on a project quarterback. Like, what are we doing? We need to get more weapons on offense. We need to get stout guys on. Like, what are we doing? I was tearing to pick apart. He winds up taking us to two Super Bowls and winning one and becoming an MVP in one of them. He is a culture changer. I don't care what you say. You can pick apart what he does on the field all day long. He's never going to be the poster child in the in the mainstream media, but
no,
he should definitely get more respect from some of the media members here in Philadelphia, and we can beat that drum too all the live long day long. Closing this one out on a baseball one, right? So obviously, me and you'd already talked about it, and it looks like it's coming to fruition that we're going to wind up actually signing JT Realmuto before Kyle Schwarber. And the fact of the matter is right now, Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies are nowhere near to having anything done, and it does not look good. So when you're looking at this potential free agent list, right, the power hitters, so to speak,
yeah,
who do you think that the Phillies would go after? Is it Kyle Tucker? Is it a Pete Alonso? Do we bring in Dante Bichette's son, Bo Bichette, who just came off a World Series attempt with the Toronto Blue Jays? Is Cody Bellinger the guy? Do we bring in Alex Bregman, the former Astro and Red Sox? Like, who would you, if we're not signing Kyle Schwarber, you take him completely off that list? Who is your guy that you feel that would replace that? Be be a DH, be a platoon guy, etc. That could help this team get over the hump in this next upcoming season.
I like actually Bregman. I think that's actually a pretty solid name. Pete Alonso is interesting. Well, first off, you take him away from the rival Mets, so that's always a good thing, or whoever, depending where he wants to sign back.
We don't just take a guy just to take him away from the Mets. I'm just
no. But we always hate the Mets. But that'd be interesting. Pete Alonso. I mean, Pete Alonso is he's a hitter. So I mean, compared to Kyle Schwarber, if we don't have Kyle Schwarber, back or whatnot, I mean, how much better would Pete Alonso be, I guess, than Schwarber? So I don't know. But I like Bregman. That's a pretty solid name.
Here's my thing. I do like Bregman. I'm not on the all in on the Pete Alonso thing. I do think Bo Bichette is interesting because from what I was hearing among the rumor circles of the Phillies, that they're going to try to move guys that have big contracts, right?
Right.
So that leads me. Obviously, they've been trying to move Nick Castellanos, and it hasn't worked, right?
Yep.
So the other obvious option would be Trey Turner. So if you trade Trey Turner, wouldn't that give you the option to bring in Bo Bichette?
I'm following you. I guess so.
So, obviously not having to spend, $100 million per,
right.
on a guy over a 3-year period of time would be beneficial. Obviously, as we talked last week, both Schwarber and Ranger Suarez turned down qualifying offers from the Philadelphia Phillies. So you're gonna have to replace pitching as well. There's a I know you're not going to return all these guys money wise, and even the other side of the thing is this time next year, collective bargaining agreement is going to be up too. So you have to be careful how you do things now, because there could be a potential of cap situation and stuff like that thrown into the collective bargaining agreement. So they have to be very careful what they do this offseason. If I'm a betting man and it's going to suck, I don't think Kyle Schwarber's coming back as a Philly. I don't. I think another one of those tea leaf type situations. I hope I'm dead wrong. I do. I hope, because not having Schwarber here is going to suck. He's been absolutely amazing here. His last 3 years here in Philadelphia. He's ingrained himself into the culture of the tri-state area. So it would definitely hurt to see him walk away. The only way I would want to see him leave is if he's going home. He's going to Cincinnati. Is the only way I would be okay with him leaving. I mean, if he goes as the Yankees, the Boston, or something like that, I would just be
the Braves or the Mets or something. Oh my God!
I don't think he would go. I think that he's been here long enough. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
because I think at the end of the day, he wants to keep the fans that he has in the Philadelphia area. So,
hey, who knows? We might have seen our last Schwarbomb. You don't know.
That would suck. That really would suck. I mean, we'll still see Schwarbombs, just not here.
You know what I mean.
For our Philadelphia Phillies. Wow, I would be upset because obviously they have a little thing with Schwarber going there. But
no, he has so many food items in the city. The Schwar this, the Schwarbomb this, the Schwar burger, the Schwar biscuit, the Schwar brochet, the Schwar barbecue sandwich.
So as we ready to wrap this one up, anything you getting into over the next week? Obviously, you do a lot of stuff. The Philadelphia, card show is coming. I believe it's the 12th to the 14th.
Yes, well, I will be appearing there. I'm not sure it's a 3-day event, but I'm definitely going to be going there to try to get some autographs, meet some people, see the expo one of those days. But on December 13th, actually, I will be spending the day with Seth Joyner, actually, Eagles Hall of Famer Seth Joyner, and be going around the city of Philadelphia and surrounding suburbs. This is a long story, but I know his manager and whatnot, and they invited me to do media for the day content. We're giving out holiday gifts, like giveaway to different housing and families and whatnot. I don't know all the details yet, but we're going to go and travel around with Seth Joyner on December 13th and give out some holiday surprises to some unsuspecting families in the area. So
There you go. Seth's awesome.
Yeah.
Another great one. Met him more than a handful of times. I think he follows me in a couple different social media platforms. So always love Seth. Hopefully, we'll get him to slow things down just enough to hop on one of the programs that we have here on the South Florida Tribune. But yeah, that's definitely an awesome thing to do. Obviously. So I guess that I would assume that either the 10th or the 11th, you would probably be or even the 13th, you'd probably be going up to the Philadelphia Card Show. So
yeah, one of those days I'll figure it out. I'll work around that. But if you're going down, Steve, we'll definitely link up if we're able to.
Probably won't be able to listen. Taking care of my mom's for first and foremost right now. So
yeah.
So I can get somebody else to come be here with her. It's probably not going to be in the cars. I mean, maybe I could send you up with some stuff to get signed for me.
Hey, I'll do what I can. I understand.
It is what it is. But again, another fun one here. We will be back here same time next week. We will be breaking down Eagles Chargers. So everyone enjoy the beginning of the holiday season. It's December 1st. We got a month to go of craziness as we get ready for Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, obviously, whatever it is that you wind up celebrating. Make sure you're celebrating with us here on the South Florida Tribune. This was another fun one in the books. I'm Steve. That's Justin. This was another episode of the JNS Philly Sports Stop. We will see you guys next week. Peace out, my friends.
Peace out. Go Birds.